Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to do a recap of an American romance and drama film called Before Sunrise, from 1995. But before we begin, beware of spoilers and enjoy the video. The film takes place on June 16, 1994, in Vienna, Austria on a train where a lot of passengers are traveling. Among these passengers, a blonde, young girl is trying to read a novel but gets interrupted again and again due to the couple who is sitting opposite her and constantly arguing with each other in German. They seemed like an average couple fighting with each other like, "You ruined my life, I should have married someone else." Even in this entire nuisance, the girl still strives to read her book but the woman starts to yell louder than before. So the girl finds no other option but to get up and change her seat. The girl moved to a seat far at the back where there was silence. She sits there and a young boy sits opposite her who was also trying to read a novel. The boy didn't look like a European from his looks. They both catch a glimpse of each other at the same time and pretend they didn't see each other. The German couple leaves their seats and heads to the back of the train, probably heading to the train cafeteria, and they are still arguing with each other. After the couple passes by them, the boy strikes up a conversation with the girl and asks her if she understood a word of what the couple was arguing about. She tells him she didn't understand anything because her German is not that good. He tells her his German is also very bad, so he has no clue what they were quarreling about. They both ask each other about their respective novels, and based on their interests in books and literature, they both start to introduce themselves. The boy tells her his name is Jesse Wallace and he is an American who studied a little in France and can speak a little French too. The girl tells her name is Celine and she is from France. She tells him she is coming from Budapest and is heading toward Paris. They both head to the train cafeteria and hang out with each other. Meanwhile, Jesse's station had arrived. Jesse bids Celine farewell and gets off the train. Celine was sitting alone on the train now when suddenly, Jesse re-enters the train and rushes towards Celine. He tells her that in the coming 10 or 20 years when she'll be married, she will think of this moment and regret the fact that she didn't spend enough time with him. And he does not want her to feel any regrets because of him. Celine finds it hard to read the situation, so Jesse proposes her an offer. He tells her that his flight to America isn't till tomorrow at 9 a.m. He asks her if she would like to get off the train at this station and join him during the night while traveling on the gorgeous streets of Vienna. Lucky for Jesse, Celine was in no rush to reach Paris, so she agreed to spend her night with him on the streets of Vienna. They both get off the train and Celine tells Jesse that it is very strange that she got off the train with a stranger. She asks him if he has used this line to pick up any girls before. He tells her that he hasn't used it on anyone. They both plan to discover the streets of Vienna. It's almost 5 p.m. and they both reach a bridge. On the bridge, they see two men standing near the fence. Celine asks them if they know any place around that's good for tourist sightings. The man tells them there is indeed a place. He tells them he is doing a play tonight, near here. The play is about an Indian farmer and his cow. He tells them the farmer's cow is lost and he's trying to find it, and he is playing the character of the lost cow. He hands them the tickets to his play, and Jesse and Celine guarantee him that they will attend it. Celine is an independent and open-minded woman. She wants to become a small-time writer or a journalist. Her parents have high expectations from her and she needs a loving and compatible partner who can stand with her, so she won't have to rely on her husband or her husband depending on her. She believes in equality and wants to feel every moment of life, whereas Jesse's life was a bit different. Jesse had finished his schooling in Los Angeles, California, and landed in Paris to study for college. There, he studied a bit of French. His parents never pressured him. He wanted to make a television show where the people from the meanest cities around the world describe their lifestyles and he can present them. Jesse loved to travel the world. They both reach a cemetery which has connections with Celine's life. Celine used to visit this cemetery in her childhood. People who would commit suicide or whose bodies would be found in the river near the cemetery, their bodies would be brought here to get cremated. Celine tells Jesse that when she was a little girl, she met a 13-year-old girl named Elizabeth who somehow died. She was also buried in this cemetery. Celine reminisces her childhood memories on Elizabeth's grave and then mourns for Elizabeth. She tells Jesse that she is all grown up but Elizabeth is still 13. It gets dark now and they both leave the cemetery. They head to an open field and sit on a bench. They both talk about their lives and childhood when a fortune teller lady approaches them. The woman grabs Celine's hand and tells her that she can read palms and tell her future. Celine tells her that she is not interested in knowing her future, she'll see about it later. She tells the palm reader that if she still wants to read her palm then do it and tell her about her nature. The woman reads her palm and tells her that she is a very independent woman and she is a star on her own. She tells Celine a few more things that only Celine knew. She pays the fortune teller some money and she leaves. Their night was slowly turning into something special. Celine wonders how randomly she even got here, how she met a strange man on her way to Paris, and now she's wandering the streets of Vienna with him. They both now head to a church. Jesse wasn't the casual God-loving and fearing person and didn't want to visit the good Lord, but Celine convinced him to join her in the church. They both share their ideas and experiences about religion. Afterward, they leave the church and go for a walk near the river. While strolling near the river, they encounter a street poet. The poet tells them to give them any word and he will present fine poetry of the word within a few minutes. And, if they like it, they can pay however they see fit. Celine gives him the word milkshake. The poet presents soul-touching poetry for her within a few minutes. The new, romantic, and fortunate duo pay the man and continue their leisure walk. They both come across another street performer who happens to be a belly dancer. Celine and Jessie watch her dance and give her some money too. Celine tells Jessie that she was doing a birth dance. Jessie jokingly says that it seemed less like a birth dance and more of a mating dance. Jessie then asks her what a birth dance is. She tells him there's a tradition where women belly dance around a woman during her labor and encourage her to slowly belly dance with them, which makes the delivery of the baby easier and less painful. He jokes again and tells her that his mother would not have preferred that dance. Now, half the night had passed and it was midnight. Both of them didn't anticipate their night to be this dreamy and delightful because it is dreadfully rare that you meet someone and become this close with them in one day. The feeling was one of a kind. They both hold each other and Celine looks into his eyes for a bit. She asks him if he wants to kiss her. He nods, saying yes. They both kiss each other passionately. After their kiss, Celine asks Jessie if he will ever meet her again. Jessie tells her that he hasn't given much thought to the idea. Jessie tells her they both would be on different paths and asks if they should meet each other again. Celine tells him she doesn't know. They both didn't like long-distance relationships, so they both didn't ask each other for their phone numbers. They both decide they won't even write each other any letters, no strings attached. Whatever their relationship is, it will remain a one-night fling. They both decide to head to a bar that is open for 24 hours, all night long, but they both were out of cash. They both plan to get free drinks from the bar without the bartender realizing it. They scheme together that Jessie will distract the bartender by conversing with him while Celine steals a glass from the bar table. After that, Jessie will convince the bartender to give him a bottle of red wine for free. Celine was successful in stealing a glass and putting it in her bag. Now it was Jessie's turn to sweet-talk the bartender into giving him a free bottle of wine. Jessie tells the bartender that he's from out of town and now he's out of money. He asks the bartender to give him his address so he can send the money later. So, if he'd be so kind as to give him a free drink. The bartender believes him and surprisingly gives him a free drink. Jessie and Celine now spend their night lying in an open park under a beautiful lit moon, drinking red wine. Now it's almost morning, and they both are about to walk their separate paths now, where Celine will catch a train to Paris, and Jessie will bid her farewell and catch his flight for Los Angeles. On their way to the station, they both hear a man playing piano inside his house. They both stop for a moment to enjoy the melody of the piano to create one more memory together before they part their separate ways. Then, Celine remembers that they both forgot to attend that Indian farmer play and they both start laughing. They reach the station and Celine was about to get up on the train. Celine confesses to Jessie that she lied when she said she didn't want to see him after today. Jessie comes out clean that he also lied when he agreed not to see her. They both then make a deal to reunite after 1 year, but they both then change the terms of their deal when they realize they can't wait a year, so they agree to meet each other again after 6 months on this exact station on this exact date, on the 16th of December. Until then, they both won't try to contact each other. They both hug each other and bid each other adieu. This was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for both of them. Celine departs on her train and Jessie rides his way to the airport in a bus, and the movie ends here. That's all for today. If you liked this video, then please like, share, and comment. Press the bell icon so you don't miss any updates, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Take care and see you next time.